Change to me means constant. Change is ever present in our lives, it's always happening, and change is never going to stop.
I think change is a pretty interesting concept. There's a lot of moving parts and different feelings about it, but I think my thoughts on change can be summed up as this. I think it's mostly a largely positive thing. It can be daunting and even frightening, the concept of it.
Every single day you're faced with change. And the first time that I started recognizing that was back when I was 17. My family moved to the Philippines. Even though I was born in Brazil and moved to the United States, since I was older, this was kind of the first move that really impacted me and really changed the rhythm of my regular life.
I think the biggest change in my life was deciding to decommit from a school in Illinois, which is my home state, and come here to UW-Madison. I feel like my life would have been totally different if I had decided to stay in Illinois, and I'm really glad I chose to come to Wisconsin because I got to meet so many people from so many different places.
The biggest change in my college career was working in my lab on children with incarcerated parents and meeting my cat, Elliot Kiwi.
To push myself, I really wanted to study abroad, and that was a very big change in my life when I decided last year to study abroad in London for a semester. And while there, it taught me a lot about myself, as well as my ability to adapt to change and be more accepting of it.
The biggest change in my life was becoming president of my fraternity and taking care of all the responsibilities that come along with that.
In college, when we're in such an exciting time of looking at different majors and deciding what we want to do and moving to different places and all of this kind of thing, change, I think, is ever present in a college student's life. And even more so as we get older and older, as we gain years.
The biggest change in my life is definitely when I had to go away to school, college in Madison, because I had to leave my family and my brother and my sister, who are like my best friends, and be independent, more independent than I ever have been, which is definitely different. But ultimately it has made me a better, more independent, well-rounded person.
I go to UW-Madison, but I'm from Los Angeles, so the biggest change to me is -30 winters.
And I think, of course, in everyone's life there are always things worth preserving, but even those things that are worth holding on to don't have to be stagnant.
Then also at the same time you have, I guess, not so positive forms of changes in your life. One of the things I've dealt with that hasn't been such a positive change is my grandma has Parkinson's disease. So you see this change of a person's body and a person's ability to be able to do different things, from going to such an independent and high-functioning life to living in a nursing home. I think that change is also ever present.
The biggest change that I experienced in my life is probably when my mom got diagnosed with cancer, because it completely changed my outlook on life, really put things in perspective. And now that she survived, after surviving, I definitely look up to her a lot more. She's my biggest role model.
The biggest change in my life was when my best friend from high school committed suicide. It was easily the worst time in my life. His funeral was the worst day of my life. It was also a really huge eye-opener for me, and it really changed my perspective about how I treat people and how I try and spread love and be really considerate, and I really try to think about what everyone else is going through and help in any way that I can.
So I think change overall becomes a very, very powerful thing. Even if it is a negative and scary thing at first, sometimes it can really shape you to become a better, stronger individual.
And I think that whole experience just showed me the importance of change and the fact that I shouldn't be scared and I shouldn't be against it, because it does have good things and it teaches you a lot in life.
I really think that the most important thing in life is growth and development and progress. If that's true, then change is something that's really important.
Yeah, so change is a constant thing, for better or for worse, but it's always going to be with us.